You're watching MMA Oddsbreaker. I'm Frank Trigg, of course. That's Vince Pichel getting ready to fight Anthony Joanna coming up on UFC 173. That's actually May 24th. That's actually here at the MGM Grand Arena in Las Vegas, Nevada, which makes me happy because I don't have to travel far to get to a fight, which makes it good. Talk to me. How's training been? Don't give me the same standard answer. Best training camp of my life and the best shape of my life. Never, don't give me that crap. Give me a real honest. I'm in training camp right now. It sucks. I'm hungry. I'm sore. Like, give me something real.
Training's a bitch. It is a bitch. It's never easy, especially when you're fighting. When you have a fight coming up, I'm constantly just fighting stupid little injuries right now, like tweaked fingers, toes, ankles, stuff like that.
Like, what the hell with tweak? Why is it? Do you always tweak your toes during training camp? It makes no sense.
Wrestling, man. Wrestling sucks. That's why I hate wrestling.
My big toes always hurt. Do you have a problem more with your big toes or more with your little toes?
Well, it was my big toe, but now like I've jammed them pretty bad to where they don't jam anymore. Now it's my little ones that are trying to catch up with the big one.
You've calloused off your big toes. There's no more problem with them. Yeah, there's because big toe's turf toe, and that's just like your body's not used to that constant action. So you've done it enough now. It's used to that constant action. Now a lot of wrestlers have a problem with their little toe, where it keeps getting caught in the mats because they're used to having shoes. Then there's no shoes, and now the little toes are just hanging out there, and they get jammed up all the time.
Yeah. So now I wear shoes.
Oh, you wear shoes when you're wrestling? You don't?
I wear wrestling shoes now. Even when I'm doing jits right now, just because it's like I don't want to
hurt your feet.
I'm sick of my toes just being hurt, and it pisses me off. It's annoying. It's one of those stupid little, like, it's kind of like a paper cut where it's the dumb little paper cut, but it hurts. It hurts bad. It just sucks for like a few days.
Yeah, it is. And no matter what you do, no matter what you're wearing, no matter what you're not wearing, it's always like kind of nagging on the side of your head. Like no matter every step, it's like Jesus, this sucks.
It is. It is.
How about your hands? Like, do you always get, because of jits, I always get my fingers tweaked out because you got to go from open fist, doing jits, and all of a sudden you're sparring that day and you got to keep a closed fist the whole time. I used to always jam up my ring fingers on both sides.
Yeah, honestly, like I never have problems with my fingers or my hands. One thing I do, actually, no, I take that back. My thumbs I have problems with. Sometimes, like when I'm boxing, kickboxing, I'll throw like overhands or something, and then I just catch my thumb coming down, and that's basically the extent of my hand injuries. I never really hurt my wrists or my knuckles or anything like that. It's always my thumb, and it's like opening my water bottle after training is like a bitch. I can't do it sometimes because it's just hard, so I gotta like grip with my pinky with my weak fingers and do it. So I look like people just probably make fun of me, and I look funny trying to open a water bottle, but I can't. But
you actually have good man hands. I got little girly hands, so I get hurt all the time. My fingers are they're made to play violin.
These are extra larges right here.
Yeah, I got little girl hands. Even when they're wrapped, I still wear a medium glove.
Mediums?
Yeah, when my hands are even with the wraps on, I still wear a medium glove on. Yeah.
Yeah, I got to wear extra large. I tried to go actually large one time, and it hurt my hands. Like it's just too small for my hand.
You can't bend your fingers. They're so tight. You're like,
yeah. I'm stuck like this. Like this is the extent of my hand closing.
makes it very nice for your opponent when you're punching him in the head. Because you can't make a hard fist. You just hit him with his open hand all the time.
Yeah, it's like a tiger palm bitch slap.
Yep, exactly. Nice. Let's talk about Anthony Joanna. He's your opponent. You're 8-1. He's 16-7. So you're looking at you're going experience-wise. He's way ahead of you.
Yeah.
How are you caught up to him experience-wise, and why do you think the UFC put this matchup together?
I mean, in MMA fights, he definitely has more fights and more experience. But I've been a brawler my whole life, and I've been in so many fights. It's honestly countless. And a fight's a fight to me, and regardless of someone's experience or what he has underneath his belt, I mean, it's MMA. Anyone could win. So I'm sure he has a few little things where he's a little wiser than me. I mean, I don't know what they could be, but who knows? I'm sure he has a couple tricks that he has under his sleeve that he thinks that I don't know about. But I don't know. It's experience really doesn't take a big toll on me and my mindset in any ways. I'm just like, oh, he's more experienced. Cool. I'm gonna get a lot more recognition for whooping this dude's ass. So that's the way I look at it.
And Joe Silva and Sean Shelby, the matchmakers for the UFC, do a great job, really, of not looking at records, but actually looking at current talent. What is your ability right now? What is his ability right now? Because you get some of these guys, they come in from whatever, France. You've never seen them fight before. They have these records of 25-0. Are they really any good? Who do they compete against? And Shelby and Joe, they really look at these things, and they know the competition. So they put it together because you do match up well.
Yeah, Shelby and Silva are really good at eyeballing people and getting a good look at what their skill set is and what they're good at and how the fight will usually end up. I actually think our fight is going to be basically a technician versus just a power puncher.
Mm.
You know, it's no joke or it's no
Which one are you? Are you
secret
the
that
technician or the power puncher?
yeah, because I mean he's a super technical kickboxer. I mean I don't think he has too much power. I mean I'm sure he has a power here and there, but he's not like I mean I wouldn't rate his power equally as mine when we're striking because I throw hard when I throw and he's more of like a point fighter kind of kickboxer guy. So that's the way I look at it. Um, but you know it's no secret he's a striker. It's no secret that I like to strike. So I mean that right there is going to be some fireworks. But I think another thing I bring to the table is just my aggressiveness and my in your face bullying when I fight, and I think that's what's going to be my advantage in this fight. Because I mean, obviously, if I stand around and try to just kickbox with them, I'm probably going to get outpointed, which is, I mean, honestly, in my opinion, stupid. That's going to be a boring ass fight to me, and that's not the way I fight. I want to go out there and try to finish them.
You're 5'10", is that right?
Huh?
How tall are you? 5'10"?
5'10", yes.
And then
He's
Anthony comes in
6
at
foot.
6 foot. So
Yeah,
plus he's got real long appendages. His arms are really long, so he's got a good reach advantage on you. So that bullying inside style that you use is really the only way that you can kind of beat Anthony, because otherwise he just points you and keeps you on the outside.
yeah,
This is why this is such a good matchup. Your style versus his style is two opposite ends of the same striking ability.
yeah.
Of your 8 wins, 7 are KOs, right? 7 are
Yeah.
KOs and 1 decision.
KOs and TKOs. I finished all of them. They're all basically not. No one's ever passed the second round besides this last decision that I got that I've won.
And then with Anthony, of his 16 wins, 9 are KOs and 7 are decisions. So he splits between either knocking you out or winning a decision.
Yeah,
And it's strange because you're right. He beats you with technique. He hits you and knocks you out that punch you don't see coming. Where you hit him with you're basically battering baby seals. You're hitting him with everything you got, and the baby seals are just sitting there holding on, and eventually one sneaks through and knocks him down.
yeah.
It's a different dynamic of how boxing and kickboxing can look. Do you think this fight is going to be a dirty fight, like where it's going to be him running away and getting caught up against the cage, and you're just going to be inside beating his body and beating his head? Or do you think even though you're a brawler, it's still going to have a higher degree of technique to it?
I think it's actually going to be a little bit of both. I think it's going to be me. I mean, I definitely got to get on the inside with him. You know, he's for sure going to have a reach on me. I think it's going to be a little bit of outside technical fighting. You know, I'm definitely going to want to test myself with his striking and see where I'm at because you know that's what fighting is too. It's a test of oneself and skill set. So I'm definitely looking into that, and you know that's going to be part of the fight. And then another part is where I do get in his face and I get inside of his reach and start beating him up on the inside, and that's basically I think is going to take him out of his game. Um, and you know, like his wins, he's got you know how would you say 8 knockouts out of 16
Yeah,
wins.
yeah.
I think that's because of just his style. He's a good point fighter. You know, he tags people up, and I'm sure the guy that he's knocked out are just guys that has been so frustrated that you know they're just getting picked apart and then rushing in, him catching them, and
Mm-hmm.
you know that's the name of the game with striking. You frustrate the other guy till he makes a mistake and catch him slipping.
The extreme of this would be like Lyoto Machida, where guys just get tired of him kind of backing up, and he just kind
Yeah.
of touch you a little bit, and all of a sudden you walk into his left and you fall down. It's
Yes.
kind of what Anthony doesn't have that same style, but that's the extreme. So for the folks at home can kind of understand what we're talking about. Like that's the extreme of it, where Lyoto, you never can catch that guy. When you do finally catch him, you hit him. Anthony is about half as good as that as far as that kind of style, but wins his fights none the same. He kind of tags you, and then finally catches you with that right hand and puts you down because you're frustrated. You get
Yeah,
tired
it
of
is. It's
chasing.
hard to understand if you haven't actually fought a guy that's like that. I'm sure you've sparred with guys and fought guys that have been super technical, and it's just you just get so pissed because you're getting battered up, you know, and it's like you just get mad, and then you know when you get mad, get emotional, you make mistakes, and then you get caught.
You got to have a lot of patience and get ready for the mistake. Leaves a leg
Yeah.
out there for me because I'm a wrestler. Leave that leg out there, take you down. Leaves that chin out there because you're going to hit him. Have you spent a lot of time? Did you bring some guys in specifically into your camp that get you ready for that kind of style, or did you already have guys in camp that mimic that
Um,
style?
a little bit of both, actually. One of my main training partners, Herman Baltazar, he's a pro MMA fighter. He's actually doing kickboxing right now. He's sticking straight with kickboxing, trying to get his name out there kickboxing. He fights a lot like him, and he's a smaller guy. He's a 135er,
Okay.
but this guy tags me up sometimes, and it pisses me off. And when I fight, it's kind of like he fights like Anthony Njokuani. He's good at fighting backwards. He's good at picking shots, just tagging you up, and he's not super powerful. I mean, he's a smaller guy, but honestly, he lights me up sometimes, and it's just frustrating. It pisses me off, and you know, I'm starting to. It's good for me because it's getting me in the motion of slipping punches, you know, moving head movement, getting on the inside, and then beating him up on the inside where I'm going to have the advantage. So I do have that, and then you know I've got other guys that I train with that are really good kickers. like Andrew Kawani, and just super long. I've just been training with a lot of super long guys that are good Muay Thai skills. So that'll help
Where
a
are you
lot.
training at? What's your camp? What training camp are you at?
I'm training at a few places actually. I train at Big John McCarthy still in
Okay.
Valencia. I train at a Sugarfoot Training Center in West Hills,
Oh yeah.
and then I'm training at Simi Valley Street Sports with Kenny Bond and those guys for
Oh geez.
fits and some kickboxing.
So you are kind of all over the place. What's your travel time? Especially living in Southern California, there's a lot of traffic. What's your travel
Yeah.
time between practices?
Um, Usually it takes me about 30, 40 minutes to get to each gym. The only gym that's pretty close is the one in West Hills because I'm in Van Nuys.
Mm-hmm.
So it's honestly only 8 miles, but that 8 miles takes me 30 minutes to get there because of traffic in LA.
Yep.
So that's basically the worst one because it's just so close, but it takes the same amount of time for me to get there than it does to Big John's, which is 27 miles away from my house.
Yeah. Yeah.
Which just blows your mind if you don't live in California. It's like, how does that happen? Like, come drive out here and you'll find out.
It's amazing. Like people talk about, these commutes, 45-minute commute, hour commute, whatever. You're like, in LA, that's common. It might only be 10 miles.
Yeah.
It's like an hour commute to go 10 miles down the PCH. It just takes forever. It's just how it goes.
Yeah, so out here, being from California, people are like, oh, it's only an hour away. Oh, that's not bad. It's just an hour.
Yeah, it's just an hour. Okay, I'll be there at 9. See ya. You're like,
yeah.
Okay. No. Well, thanks for coming on here. I don't want to keep it too much longer. I appreciate it. Good luck against Anthony Nicongiani. That's gonna be a good fight. I like Anthony. He's here in Vegas. I interview him all the time. He's a great guy. He's an incredible competitor, but he's not scared to. He is one of those guys that literally comes home with his shield. He's on it. So this fight, to me, at least on this night, when it comes to UFC 173, it's one of the fights that can be knocked out of the night. Like that, it's gonna be one of those deals. Like this fight, somebody's gonna go to sleep. I think in this one, either he's gonna catch you late, or you're gonna catch him by barrage, and that's just how it's gonna work out. So I'm very excited for this fight to see it.
Yeah, me too. Me too. It's a good step up for me, but I think this is a good fight for me, and I think I can come out with a knockout, if not a decision, or maybe even a submission. You never know.
Well, I'll see you here in a couple of weeks, then when you get in town for all the press conferences and stuff.
All right, cool.
Take care, bud.
All right, Frank. Thanks.